In the vast landscape of cinema, there's a universe of movies where trucks aren't just vehicles. They're central characters in thrilling, adrenaline-filled stories. Today, we present our top 5 most outstanding truck-themed movies that, despite the years, have become unforgettable classics. If any of these movies are your favorites, show your support with a like, subscribe to the channel, and share in the comments which truck-themed films you love the most. Maximum Overdrive is a film, in the true style of 80s horror, directed by Stephen King in 1986, directly inspired by one of King's own short stories simply titled Trucks. This story was included in the author's first collection and follows the events that unfold after all machines somehow become sentient, a consequence of Earth passing through the tail of a comet. Containing flashes of humor that contrast with the somber themes of King's books, the story depicts how all machines, previously inanimate, come to life and almost instantly start attacking humans and animals. From vending machines, work tools, and even ATMs to heavy-duty machines like excavators and heavy transport trucks, they rebel against their creators, initiating a sort of Armageddon. Among them, a significant number of trucks, from different iconic brands, vigorously attempt to attack the protagonists. However, one that stands out is the 1977 Western star 4800, which serves as one of the main antagonists. It features a fiberglass sculpture of the villain Green Goblin from Marvel's Spider-Man comic series on the front grille. The appearance of the Green Goblin wasn't the only iconic element in this action-packed science fiction film. The soundtrack itself was created by Stephen King's favorite rock band, AC/DC, who recorded a complete album for the movie known as Who Made Who. Released in 1987, the American film Over the Top tells the story of Lincoln Hawk, an American trucker portrayed by the globally famous actor Sylvester Stallone. The movie follows Hawk's determined efforts to reconnect with his son Michael, who has been pampered and shielded by his wealthy grandfather since birth, with the goal of starting a new life together. The plot begins with the Lincoln's ex-wife, Christina, who is hospitalized due to a serious heart condition requiring a delicate operation with slim chances of survival. Because of this, she asks Lincoln to pick up their son Michael from his military school in Colorado and bring him to the hospital in California so they can spend what might be her last days together. Thus, they both embark on a trip aboard an Autocar A64 truck, during which, besides catching up on their days, they resolve some mysteries that have always surrounded their family's abrupt separation since Michael was little. Unfortunately, they part ways again, leading Lincoln to travel to Las Vegas to compete in the World Arm Wrestling Championship, where the prize is $100,000 in cash and a $250,000 Volvo white truck that could help him attempt to reconcile again with his son and start a new family business together. Convoy is an action film released in 1978, directed by Sam Peckinpah and starring Chris Christopherson, Ernest Borgnine, Ali MacGraw, and Burt Young. This movie is an example of those films that, even if they don't have a groundbreaking storyline, undoubtedly leave a good impression, mainly due to the cinematographic work, as well as its touch of 70s action and comedic moments that make the film not to be taken seriously. Being an entertaining and timeless road movie, full of frenzy and with a modern Western style, it bases its plot on a conflict arising between several truckers and sheriffs, with intentions of abusing their power. Faced with such injustice, and due to the arrest of a character known as Spider Mike, the protagonist, named Martin Rubber Duck Penwald, along with an entire convoy comprising over 100 trucks, heads from New Mexico to Texas to rescue their friend. This film was primarily inspired by a song of the same name, Convoy, which was performed by C.W. McCall in 1975, although it had to be re-recorded to fit well with the movie's plot. Moreover, the main attraction throughout the 1 hour and 43 minutes of its duration is the parade and showcase of multiple trucks of all sizes, and from major brands like Kenworth, Peterbilt, and Mack. Additionally, the film highlights the immense popularity of cab over trucks that had their peak around that time, a subject we've covered in a previous video. If we talk about true cult classics from the 70s, one that undoubtedly comes to mind is Duel from 1971. Directed by an almost unknown Steven Spielberg at that time, the film portrays a story written by Richard Matheson, which was based on an experience he himself had on the road around 1963. The movie was originally aired on the ABC network as part of their Movie of the Week series, receiving so much approval that it was later released in theaters with an extended version. Starring Dennis Weaver, the plot revolves around David Mann, a middle-aged salesman on a business trip through the Mojave Desert. During his journey, Mann overtakes an old tanker truck aboard his Plymouth Valiant sedan, unaware that this would trigger a series of tension-filled pursuits. Each scene portrays Mann's panic and desperation in an endless pursuit, where he struggles to survive at every moment. The well-executed suspense of the movie stems from the fact that the main antagonist is the truck itself, as the driver is never revealed. Spielberg opted for using a 1955 Peterbilt 281 instead of the more common cab over trucks of the time, because its long hood, windshield, and headlights gave it a more menacing appearance and personality. This was further enhanced by details added in each scene, such as oil stains, dead insects, and other imperfections, along with multiple plates on the bumper, hinting that the truck driver was a serial killer who had run over more drivers in other states. Smokey and the Bandit is an American movie from 1977, starring Burt Reynolds, Sally Field, Jackie Gleason, and Jerry Reddy, directed by Hal Needham. This film achieved significant success at the time, ranking as the second highest-grossing film after Star Wars, initiating a franchise with 2 sequels and 4 additional made-for-television movies. The plot starts with a couple of characters known as Big Enos and his son, Little Enos, seeking a truck driver willing to undertake a high-stakes transport from Texas to Georgia. It's at a local convention where they encounter the legendary trucker, Bo Bandit Darville, to whom they offer $80,000, the equivalent to over $400,000 today, to transport 400 cases of Coors beer from Texarkana to Atlanta, which was deemed contraband at that time. With only 28 hours to accomplish this, Bandit recruits his friend, Cletus Snowman Snow, and this is where the real protagonists emerge. On board an iconic black Pontiac Trans Am, Bandit takes charge of diverting the police, known as Smokies, while Snowman drives a beautiful Kenworth W900A. During their journey, Bandit picks up a runaway bride, becoming the target of Sheriff Buford T. Justice, who is the abandoned bride's father. From there, the movie is filled with moments of action and comedy, where multiple supporting characters aid the smugglers in evading pursuits, depicting scenes that represent the culture and the American spirit of the transportation industry. Before you go, we'd like to recommend our channel, Gear Unlimited. You'll find excellent content on various topics that we're sure you'll enjoy. Thank you for joining our community. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell. Until next time.